Let's take a look at this next one here. My general practitioner doesn't know what's wrong with my toe and thinks I should see a podiatrist or foot specialist. Okay, notice that pause there in speech. That's because we do not have two choices here. A podiatrist is the same thing as a foot specialist. The purpose of adding the or foot specialist in this case is to make sure that the right reader or listener understands what a podiatrist is. If you think your listener or reader definitely knows what a podiatrist is, it's okay to remove this phrase. All right, see a podiatrist. Okay, if we remove the comma and say podiatrist or foot specialist, now we have two choices, two different kinds of doctors. But that doesn't make sense here because podiatrist means foot specialist, doctor who specializes in feet. Okay, this next one talks about what's called the Oxford comma. Okay, in Spanish, French, Italian, Portuguese, other Latin-based languages, you don't normally use this Oxford comma. You make lists with just two commas. I want pizza, beer, and bacon. In English, a lot of people still do that and still say that it's correct. The problem is that it's not really recommended in modern English. So even if you studied English in your home country and your professor told you this was correct, it's a good idea to learn the new standard. Some newspapers and professional people in the US still don't do this correctly, but the purpose of what we call the Oxford comma is not about being right or wrong. It's about being clear, not being ambiguous, two different possible meanings. So let's take a look at why that's important in English. Okay, so in this sentence, Jimmy brought his parents, Joan and Jeffrey. All right, notice that pause. That's because this is what's called a positive phrase. Joan and Jeffrey are his parents, so there are only two people in this sentence. These are my parents, Joan and Jeffrey. All right. In the next example, we use the Oxford comma. Jimmy brought his parents, Joan and Jeffrey. So Jimmy brought his parents, Joan and Jeffrey. He brought two people, his parents, and he also brought Joan and also brought Jeffrey. Notice how in English, to show the difference between question 7 and question 6, that comma and spoken pause would be necessary. All right, the next two are similar questions. We're missing 3 ingredients. Could you please buy butter, 1, corn flour, 2, and sugar, 3. So notice this is butter, one thing, corn flour. Corn flour is one thing, one type of flour. We're missing 4 ingredients. Could you please buy butter, 1, corn, 2, flour, 3, and sugar. So notice the difference in how I'll read 8. Could you please buy butter, corn flour, and sugar? And 9. Could you please buy butter, corn, flour, and sugar? There is a difference in spoken English, there's a difference in written English, and there's a difference in the meaning of the phrases.